Hello everyone, my name is Edwin Namakanga, climate justice advocate from Uganda. What we are experiencing back at home in my country, we are experiencing floods, which I would use an example of the 2020 floods which happened in the western part of Uganda. There is a river called River Nyamamba. Like when it rained for over days, the river banks of River Nyamamba burst, and then they entered into people's houses. And then in the long run, we saw like these people had to move away from those areas, and then they went to different IDP camps so that they can maybe sustain their livelihoods. And also, like a decade ago, we experienced landslides in the eastern part of Uganda along Mountain Elgon slopes, which killed over 300 people. And then also these people lost their heritage, they lost their culture, because this is where they used to be. But when these landslides happened, everything was messed up. And this is a reality to us, especially us in the global south. According to me, my feeling is that the issues we are going through back at home in our communities, these issues are not addressed to these people, because only at this COP we have seen over 1,700 lobbyists, fuel lobbyists attending it, and this does not show someone caring about the people. It only shows how people are eager to get profits, but not just minding about the livelihoods of the people. So, because if they were discussed, that's when we would see the adaptation finance being put into implementation. That's when we would see it upscaling, and it's not happening at all. We're just seeing promises only. What can be done more to help about what we are going through is that including especially people from the vulnerable communities into such spaces to share their stories, what they are going through. Because in these spaces, we are seeing different party states, we are seeing different decision makers just sitting, taking a cup of coffee, but they're not minding about the real people who are going through these realities. So, first of all, we need inclusivity of their voices in such big spaces. And also we need the adaptation finance so that these people can be able to adapt from the climate change impacts they're experiencing back at home. Because that's the only way we can build resiliency among these vulnerable communities who are hit the most. We all know that in Africa alone, it emits 4% of the CO2 emissions, but yet it's hit the hardest by the climate change impacts. So that's why we need inclusivity of their voices so that we can build that resilience. I'm working with an organization focusing more on the adaptation finance, and that's why we are here at COP29. COP29 being a climate finance COP, there's a way it creates a platform for us to advocate for the adaptation finance. We advocate for what is right for our communities who are hit the most by the climate change impacts. And also, we do climate awareness so that in form of local languages and also different languages, so that the people down in these vulnerable communities can try to understand what really climate change is and what real solutions they can do, and also empowering the indigenous solutions, because we believe people in these communities have that, they have wisdom, they have that knowledge, which is so rich, because if you have to look at how they are impacted by the dry spells, by the landslides, by the drought, they use their local solutions to try and adapt from these changes using their local indigenous knowledge. So empowering it in a way of getting resources and supporting these solutions, there's a way it can try to empower them and make them resilient to these climate change impacts.